Hey everyone, this is Derrick Broze with the Conscious Resistance Network, and today we're going to talk about Jeffrey Epstein, who was just denied bail, and hopefully encourage, inspire, light a fire under your ass to do something about this and this amazing opportunity that does present itself to us. First, though, I'd like to remind you guys to bookmark theconsciousresistance.com to get all of our latest content, everything you want to see. If you want to learn a little bit about our background, check out the About page. You can see updates on this. Check out our articles, our videos. You can check out Conscious Music. You can download my books for free, and you can also order shirts from us if you want to support us. And of course, follow on social media, subscribe via Patreon if you want to support, and check out My Brave Botanicals to get some kratom, some CBD, and support us in the process. All right. It has been announced now that Jeffrey Epstein has been denied bail. We were waiting for this information, waiting to see what was going to happen to Epstein. And now we know. He has been deemed too dangerous and denied bail by a judge in the Southern District of New York City. This is being reported now many places, but that's essentially what it comes down to. The judge is quoted as saying that I doubt that any bail package can overcome danger to the community, certainly including the minor victims in this case and prospective victims as well. He said that part of the reason he did this was the compelling testimony of two of Epstein's accusers who, quote, testified that they fear for their safety and the safety of others if Mr. Epstein was to be released. She said, Courtney Wild, one of the victims that was abused when she was a 14-year-old girl, says he's a scary person to have walking the streets. And the danger formed, quote, the heart of the decision, that is to say, dealing with the danger and others to the community. Now, we will wait to see exactly what happens next. We're going to have to wait to get the date of when the court continues, because now Epstein will be held in lockup until the trial actually begins. This is, of course, unless in the meantime him and his high-profile lawyers or various people he's connected to who don't want to be exposed do everything they can to stop information from coming out. This is also being reported by Courthouse News, which is always a good source. And they repeat much of the same things. It's just, we'll see if there's developments. Like I said, I'm waiting to get the exact date of the trial so that I can go ahead and book my flight. And if you want to support me, check our PayPal link below, specifically for Jeffrey Epstein. Make a donation, put a note in there, Jeffrey Epstein trial. It will go towards funding me to get out there once we have the date. And I will be there every single day in court reporting for you guys and making video updates as well as articles and all kinds of content to make sure we get the truth about what's going on. So if you want to do that, then hit up my PayPal account below or hit me up if you want. Let's make this happen. And as that's going on, we also have the other case, which I reported to you guys a couple weeks ago, that a U.S. Court of Appeals had said that they were going to release thousands of new pages of documents related to the prosecution of Jeffrey Epstein. And this is in a separate case. This is not related to the ongoing new case where Jeffrey Epstein was denied bail. This is related to one of the victims, Virginia Giuffre, who has accused Ghislaine Maxwell and Alan Dershowitz of raping her and of being part of Epstein's sex ring and, all the depravity that went on there. So we're waiting for this court to release thousands of pages of documents, and we've been getting new reports saying that this could be coming in the next couple of days. So today is Thursday. Let's imagine within the next few days we have answers, and the names start coming out. And as I said in the previous video, the judge did warn people and say, I hope the media will exercise caution, in this whole thing, because there are certain people who are implicated, or at least they're named as potential associates and potentially being involved in this. Bradley Edwards, the lawyer that I interviewed, said, quote, there were other business associates of Mr. Trump's who's engaged in improper sexual conduct at one or more of his homes. We do know that. In due time, the names are going to start coming out. So that Reid Hoffman, the LinkedIn co-founder, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg, who was introduced to Epstein by Elon Musk. Zuckerberg told Vanity Fair, Zuckerberg's spokesperson told Vanity Fair, Mark met Epstein in passing one time at a dinner honoring scientists that was not organized by Epstein. Mark did not communicate with him again following the dinner. Elon Musk says, I don't recall being introducing Epstein to anyone, as I don't know the guy well enough to do so. He's obviously a creep, and Zuckerberg is not a friend of mine. Several years ago, I was at his house in Manhattan for about 30 minutes in the afternoon, as she was curious about meeting this strange person for a novel she was writing. We did not see anything inappropriate at all apart from weird art. He tried repeatedly to get me to visit his island. I declined. But here's a picture with Elon Musk and Jill Zane Maxwell at the Oscars in 2014. Of course, she is the one who was recruiting young girls with Epstein, and she's one of the unnamed co-conspirators. And according to another source, Epstein has had a steady stream of who's who flowing in the mansion, including Bill Gates, Larry Summers, and Steve Bannon. We've talked all about this. And he claimed that he was a people collector and that he liked to introduce different people together and come together and just kind of have them in his circle in case he needed them. Now, of course, Alan Dershowitz has also previously said that it was Lynn Forster de Rothschild who introduced Epstein to Dershowitz. Epstein invited Dershowitz to Les Wexner's 59th birthday party at Wexner's mansion in Ohio. And yeah, so it goes on. This is a really good article to read from Zero Hedged, sourced by The Mind Unleashed. And there will be more. There's more details coming out about this. And as I said, we got this massive document dump. I'm excited for that. We will be pouring through that once it's made public. And, you know, the first thing you're going to hear is the bigger names. There's going to be, oh, look, Trump's in this or the Clintons are in this. But I won't rush to make a video just because they're out. I will let you know, hey, these videos are out. But what I always try to do is look into documents like this and dig deeper. So let's see what we can actually make happen as far as exposing people. And this is the second point of this video, besides catching you up on the Jeffrey Epstein situation. My next goal is to say, so what the heck are you going to do about it? Are you just going to keep watching every YouTube channel that's talking about Epstein? Because you got mainstream talking about Epstein, you got all the independent media, you got the crazy independent media, you got the fringe independent media, you got the Q independent media, you got everybody talking about Epstein. You could literally spend all day 24/7 for probably a week or more just digesting Epstein content if you choose, if that's, you know, your goal, if you're just trying to be overloaded with information. But what are you doing at the end of the day? We have an immense opportunity now where people who've been researching, say, things like Pizzagate/Pedogate or the Franklin scandal or the Finders and other cases involving human trafficking, sex trafficking, and powerful people for years, we've always looked for an opportunity. How do we get people to pay attention to this? How can we expose this? And here we are with an opportunity where these stories are no longer being called tinfoil hat. They are in the mainstream. And James Corbett did a video recently showing how some of the mainstream is pushing back and saying, oh, the unfortunate thing about the whole Epstein saga, the conspiracy theorists think they're right now because, oh, wow, well, here's a sex trafficking ring. Didn't we all poo-poo that and say that's nonsense, that's conspiracy theories, there's no way that's true? Well, that's kind of true in a sense that we have an opportunity now that this is being discussed in the mainstream. What are you going to do about it? Are you actually going to go talk to people? Because I think this is a great opportunity to communicate to those friends of yours, whether you do so through Facebook or social media or print out flyers that just say, hey, have you heard of Jeffrey Epstein? This is something that you should be aware of. This creepy, crazy guy going around. Do you want to know more? Here, check out this documentary. I'm giving you all freedom and permission to rip any of my videos. It's always been that way. But if somebody's seriously interested, I will send you a folder via Zoho Docs or a similar service or Dropbox or something of every one of my relevant Epstein videos, including the Epstein documentary, and I'll send that to you and you can download it to a USB or you can print them on DVDs or you can just print out flyers with links to the YouTube videos or whatever. This is a great opportunity. This topic is in the news. When are you ever going to get an opportunity to talk to somebody about something as crazy as this that is actually current and in the news? Because typically you come up to somebody who's like, hey, have you ever heard of this crazy guy, Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah, he's got this sex island, Lolita Express, and Bill Clinton and Donald. Yeah, whatever. You sound like one of those conspiracy theorists, right? Because most people aren't even willing to do a moment's worth of research. But since this is now in the mainstream, and yeah, maybe it's a psyop, maybe it's a distraction from bigger things, or maybe we won't really get to the bottom of it. We don't know yet. But you still have an opportunity to talk to people. So my pledge to you, my commitment to you, and really to the truth more than anyone else, is to start hitting the streets again for man on the street interviews. I've been planning to do this already for a while, and I need to just get on it. And this is some more encouragement to do it because Epstein's in the news. I want to make sure that the opportunity does not pass without being able to talk to people about important issues like this and getting people to see that this is taking place. And then from there, once they can see that there are quote unquote mainstream sources talking about Epstein, they might actually be willing to listen. And then you say, here, check out this documentary. It's called Bringing Down Jeffrey Epstein, and look at some of the implications. All right, once they digest that, check out theconsciousresistance.com. Check out this YouTube channel. Check out some of these other channels I follow. Check out this other article. Look deeper at this. Have you heard of this scandal? Have you heard of this book? And before you know it, you got one new person who's awake and questioning things and questioning the status quo and looking past the false left-right paradigm bullshit divide and realizing that there are a bunch of pedophiles involved in politics, media, Hollywood, government, law enforcement, and every other area of authority over us. It's a reality. It's getting increasingly hard to dismiss that, and the media will try to dismiss it. They will try to put Epstein as just a random bad guy, that he was the worst of the worst, and these kind of things never happen. But aren't we all glad that we got this Epstein guy off the street? We can't allow that to happen, because we know whether we have disagreements about who may or may not be implicated, we know that it's bigger than just Epstein. That is without a doubt fact. And we have the mainstream talking about potential intelligence connections, talking about not knowing where his money's coming from, talking about Pedophilia Island and all of this stuff. It's a big opportunity. So do something. Go outside, print out flyers. Even if you're 50, 60 years old, it doesn't matter. Protesting and passing out flyers and doing outreach is not just something that bored high school and college age kids do. I'm 34 years old, and I've been on the streets since I was 24, 25, passing out flyers, talking to people, and done that with all kinds of people, different backgrounds, ages, races, interests. We hit the streets and we talk to people. One of the first people I was very inspired by was this old school dude named Mike, who was in the first group I ever joined back in 2009. That was a 9/11 Truth group, and it was an Architects and Engineers 9/11 Truth group here in Houston that was made up of mostly 50, 60 year older folks. I was the youngest person there, and Mike was so hardcore. He'd been awake since the JFK assassination, because that was the first thing that happened to him, and then he was awake about 9/11. But he would go to the streets with us. This older dude, big white beard, looked kind of like Santa Claus. He would hit the streets and pass out flyers with us and pass out DVDs and talk to people. I've worked with all kinds of people. None of you are too good to get to the streets and talk to people. You can't only rely on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, etc. We have to talk to people face to face. And maybe don't start with the craziest thing and say, hey, did you know that pedophiles run the world and this is all Pizzagate, blah, 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 whatever. You lost them already. Start with Epstein. It's in the mainstream news. It's happening right now. This is a big opportunity. Take it. Do something. Take action. Stop being addicted to the infotainment and take action. You can enjoy the content, but do something with that knowledge you have. That's why I put these reports out, so that hopefully the information I'm reading and gathering, that you can take it and you can share, and we can all learn and grow together, and we can expose this. But it's not going to happen unless you do something more than just sit on your ass and watch TV or watch videos all day. So until next time, guys, hopefully you will take action. And remember, you are powerful, you are beautiful, and you are free. Peace.